Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at another Kiwi and Bacon creation. We've been hitting Kiwi and Bacon pretty hard lately because they're coming out with a bunch of sick decks, and this is no exception. Today we're looking at Kiwi's Aggro Token Druid is what I'm going to call it. They put it up there on Hearthstone as the easy rank 5 Druid. And I think that that's probably pretty accurate. These aggressive style of decks really do punish quite a lot of decks out there. I'd only be concerned about the other aggressive minion-based matchups, those aggressive minion mirrors, things like decks like Odd Paladin or Zoo Warlock. I'd love to see what the matchup is like. But in case you haven't seen this style of deck before, it's very different to the Token Druid that you might be used to seeing, which is actually plays quite a late game style. You know, lots of ways to cheat into that late game, you know, going all the way up to Ultimate Infestation to restock. And I think I would describe the current version of Token Druid as relentless. It just keeps coming at you. It has so many powerful, you know, 1 and 2 card combinations, sorry, 2 and 3 card combinations, I guess, that it's just so powerful, and it just keeps coming. This type of deck is less like that. We definitely, like a lot of aggro decks, we can get pushed out of the game if it goes too long. Our opponents can overpower us. So what we're going to try and do is go under our opponents, which is a phrase we use a lot, by really having a lot of board presence and trying to capitalize on having numerous minions. So, you know, you see at the start we've got Fireflies, Mecharoos, Druid of the Swarm, Knife Juggler helps if we're with all these minions that make multiple minions, like Microtech Controller, Living Mana, these types of cards. And we're going to try to use things like Power of the Wild, Savage Roar, even Branching Paths in here, Defender of Argus and Fungalmancer, to buff up these numerous minions, make them more resilient, but also make them deal more damage as well, and really try and kill our opponent before they either find the answer or before they can overpower us. We've also got lovely aggressive cards like Vicious Fledgling in here, an individual threat that can take over the game, which can possibly help distract our opponent from taking out our other minions, focusing on, you know, making sure that they kill that one very important minion, and then we can start capitalizing on those cards we mentioned before, the Defenders of Argus, the Fungalmancers, and things like that. We do have a bit of an out to board clears, so Hellfires, these kinds of things with Living Mana. We can slam this after we get our board cleared and really just help stock back up. We've also got a Witch's Cauldron in here as well, which can help us get a little bit of value, especially in those aggressive minion mirrors. This might actually help us break through, especially with a card like Crypt Lord to help gun the board down and make trading really hard for our opponent. There are a couple of cards that I think are notable omissions. I think this is a deck I have a lot of experience with, so a card that I've always loved including is Soul of the Forest. You know, we see this combined with Wisps of the Wood in the big Token Druid decks, but in an aggressive deck, it more represents an early way to avoid a Hellfire or something like that. You know, even if you only have 3 or 4 minions on the board, using Soul of the Forest means that other than a couple of rare scenarios like Defile, if your opponent does have a board clear, now they have to have a second one, and it might end up upgrading some of your minions. So I actually really like Soul of the Forest in this type of deck, especially over a card like, say, Defender of Argus, which right now doesn't feel like it has that high an impact. You know, we're getting 4-5 worth of stats for a 4-mana thing. It just, especially compared to Fungalmancer, it doesn't look too good. So I think I'd rather be playing cards like Soul of the Forest or something like that. We've also got an interesting little mech theme going on in here, so we could consider branching out to playing cards like Explodinator, which is another great card that gives us lots and lots of bodies. And we could even go into a card like Replicating Menace, which gives us an interesting, like, aggressive option, gets more damage in there. It's got a nice resilient death rattle as well, so if they do have an answer, all of a sudden we've still got 3 microbots, and that actually represents more damage with a Savage Roar than just the Replicating Menace on its own. The other option would be to just go for a classic Saronite Chain Gang, lovely card that 2 bodies in 1. You know, we're always about this. especially in this kind of token druid strategy. So without further ado, we'll definitely jump into some games, but we'll be keeping an eye on a lot of those 4-drops, the Defender of Argus, if it's really powerful. We'll be keeping an eye on Swipe as well. I'm not usually a big fan of Swipe because it's often very clunky. It costs a lot of mana. You can't really deploy something as well as play a Swipe in a turn. So I usually lean towards the cards like Naturalize for my single target removal. So we really care about that tempo, the game's tempo. Other than that, I think all the other card choices are pretty correct. So we're looking to see if those cards are truly powerful as well. But let's play some games. Alright, we're here against the Hunter, playing the Aggro Token Druid. Bit of a clunky hand here, unfortunately. I think we'll keep the Power of the Wild as a bit of a hedge in case we don't hit a 1-drop or a better 2-drop. But we really don't want to be playing Power of the Wild on the Panther mode. Yuck. This is really not the hand that we want. Hopefully we're not against maybe like Death Rattle Hunter, because we may just be giving them, like, not having a 1-drop and not having a really good 2-drop kind of gives them an extra turn to get going. So particularly here, if our opponent coined out like an Ego, I would be pretty scared. So we could go for the Fledgling, but I'm very concerned that our opponent will just have like coin flanking strike, and then we're really in a hole. So I think I'm going to go for the Microtech Controller. We'll just go face. This card is very, very good. I think this was definitely a card I outlined when we were looking at kind of our budget, like the budget cards from Boomsday. It's definitely a card that we probably missed. There's the egg. That 1-power egg. Whew. Kiss that egg. So maybe we go for Fledgling now. If our opponent wants to Terra Scale and get some value out of this egg, then they're giving us a Fledgling. But if they flanking strike here, then we're in an okay position. We get to resolve a Fungalmancer. If they have flanking strike coin play dead, then they had it all. Tired, I was up huffing the juice last night. Huffing the juice.
Unity.
Love that OJ. Zilliax, now that's a pretty good counter. Cryptocurrency Lord.
Mushroom power!
It's possible we should have taken out this egg, though. Oh, they do have the play dead. Wow. Pretty good. In the tracking, so... Ooh, they snapped that one off. Could be another play dead, could be Rexar.
The scourge will devour all.
weird. Yeah, I'm too scared of getting completely blown out by Rexar. Ooh, Hunter's Mark. Is that what they took off tracking? Always Huffer. Always Huffer the juice. Fortunately, just that slow start really did us in. Well, see if they've got that that Rexar. It's hard to sleep when you're up doing stupid stuff. Oh my god. There he is, the most beautiful Death Knight in the world. Alright, maybe if we can just top deck the other living mana. Oh, come on. Get out of here with your savage. Come on! These damn Defender of Arguses. Alright, alright. You can have it. You can have it. I concede. Damn it! Okay, up against Hunter here. Send all these back, look for our 1 and 2 drops. There's a Firefly and a Druid of the Swarm. So something I didn't mention in the initial kind of thoughts is with Druid of the Swarm, I'm actually really dubious on this card. I think it's a little bit of a trap. That oftentimes the 1/2 poisonous body just never gets around to doing something or doing anything, but it could actually be pretty good right here, especially if our opponent's trying to do egg stuff. So I'm actually going to go for the poisonous body. We'll see what our opponent has to say about that. Now if they've got an egg, we get to free kill the egg. There's the coin. Spider Bomb. That's actually a pretty good draw. As now we can...
We will devour this bird.
Go for Taunt. See what happens. They're gonna Terrascale Stalker this. Yep. Oh, that's pretty good. Once again, the Defender of Argus just not looking great. Whereas, you know, if this was Soul of the Forest, it wouldn't have been great either, but if they have a Play Dead, not tracking. If it was Soul of the Forest, it would be bad, but I think more like, you know, cards like Saronite Chain Gang or Explodinator and stuff like that. Where I'd more be looking for.
For a while. The breach. Job done.
Alright, Fledgling. I believe in you. See if they have the flanking strike. Gonna get Ziliaxed again. Oh, just as I read it. I hate this.
To the breach!
I wonder if you could play.
For the wild.
Stop trying to play Affinity. Just go back to Tron. Ugh. Brutal. Our opponent has had the nuts, hey. Bronson, Nate, what's going on? Good to see you. How we all? We're struggling here a little bit. Yeah. That's all I'll say. Just not having a fun time. We played some big rogue before. We were enjoying that, but yeah, I'm not sure if it's the Death Rattle Hunter matchup that we're really concerned about, or if it's the deck. But we've been getting thoroughly dunked, is what I would say. Really just wants us to cast Savage Roar ahead.
For the wilds. Job done.
We're gonna need a Crypt Lord off the top. Crypt Lord Living Mana. Then we survive an extra turn and we possibly Savage Roar. I think that's the only card that lets us live. And I don't know if it lets us win through a Houndmaster Shore. No, we never get to find out. Oh well.
I concede.
Damn it!
Begin. I must protect.
Alright, here we are against a hunter. We're on the coin this time though. So, let's think. I think we'll try keeping this Witch's Cauldron. We'll send back the Microtech controller. Try and hit a 2-drop. Another 1-drop's fine. Especially with this Witch's Cauldron. Candle Shot. Against my 1-drops? So we'll go coin on 1 with 2 Fireflies, then 2 more Fireflies on 2, and we'll hope to drop the Witch's Cauldron on 3. As opposed to just going like Firefly, then like coin Witch's Cauldron, or you know, get 2 out and then play the Witch's Cauldron. I like this a bit more. Knife Juggler though. No, let's get Juggly. See what our opponent wants to do about that. A slight change of plans. There's the big egg. Alright, I guess we're going face with those juggles, hey? Guess we're going face with juggles. Welcome back, Jen. Good to see you. We're on game 3. Oh, face. Yes, please. Alright, it's cauldron time. Hey, I like that one. None of those cards are Frost Shock, unfortunately. You'd pick up a Hex though, which could be pretty useful. That's right. Take out that Witch's Cauldron. No Rexar one time. Well, yeah. Next time. Wow. Get that Firefly out of here. Like, we could have played the Chief Inspector, but then it just trades for the Spider Bomb. Oh my gosh. Excellent.
My shield for Argus.
What? Why is their Defender of Argus so much better than ours? This is terrible. Okay, that was alright.
My pack for hunting.
Ooh. Yucky, yucky boy. Guess we'll Hex this and play a Fledgling. Ooh, Crypt Lord. Maybe we'll still go for the Fledgling though. If this Fledgling... Oh no, we'll go for the Crypt Lord, right, because we're not even going to be able to bash through with Fledgling unless we Hero Power, but I don't think we want to do that. Also, 100% if we play the Fledgling it gets Zilliaxed again! He was like the big brother that wasn't bad at magic to me. Oh my gosh. So savage to your own family. Let's destroy all our enemies' secrets. And Fledgling over here? So I think if we Defender of Argus, it'll either be on these two or these two. I don't think we would ever want it on the Crypt and the Vicious Fledgling. The #1 judge, man. I don't know. I've been slipping on my judge stuff lately, to be honest. I gotta... Oh, they did have the Hunter's Mark. I gotta do some practice before the Jeep game. Hey, that's what we want to see.
The Scourge will devour all. My shield for Argus. Arrest them. For the wild.
Arrest them. If I remember, I wonder if Tommy remembers the first time we met. No, I honestly don't. Crunch. I honestly don't remember the first time we met Bronson. the worst at making you not focus on work. It's very true. My gosh, all this vicious fledgling wants to do is give this Rexar a hug, and they are really not letting us do that. I guess we could Savage Roar, and we could bash through with our face. Come on, Wind Fury. First time. Damn it. Double Savage Roar Wind Fury? No, we'll save the second Savage Roar. Save our second Savage Roar for when we Stormbringer into 3 King Crushers. And Savage Roar him for 30. Gah! But yeah, if you remember the first time I met you, definitely hit me up, especially if it's a funny story. I'm sure as soon you'll mention one thing and I'll just be like, oh. I've been collecting packs and sleeving them up in different colored sleeves so I can make endless sealed pools. Oh, no, I wanted that one. I wanted that one too. Oh, jeez. Our Stormbringer's looking pretty average now. Is this lethal? I mean, it is with the hero power. Unless we hero power as well. I love armor. Not Leroy? Not Ziliax? Grand Prix Sydney, Battle for Zendikar. Me and a mate were mercilessly teasing our third friend, who ended up calling a judge, me, to see if he could get us DQ'd for grabbing his nips. What? I wanted the King Crushers. Ah, jeez. Alright, let's take a look at this deck. I feel like this is maybe not a good representation of the deck's power. We versed essentially the same deck 3 times in a row and got crushed every single time. The Defender of Arguses I'm still a bit dubious on. Like I said, I'd like to see something else in that slot, either Chain Gang or Soul of the Forest or something like that. And I also wasn't too impressed with these swipes. I think we could cut those, make room for one other card and chuck a Naturalize in here, especially against those eggs. You know, it means we can like answer the egg, naturalize the dinosaur, and we're not too fussed about giving our opponent more options, other than that it makes it more likely for them to have like a Rexar or something like that. But you know, it means that we can do that and deploy another threat that turn, like a Egg Napper or Microtech Controller. Anyway, thank you for watching. All the links are down in the description if you're watching on YouTube, of course. Links over to the Hearthstone deck article. Go check that out. Give Kiwi a +1. Leave a lovely, thoughtful comment on that deck. All my links are down there as well. But stay safe, stay wavy, and King Crush your opponent. Bye. No, stay safe, stay wavy. Don't grab nips. How dare you? Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.